Alrighty, we've got some heater jobs to do on the Firebird for Trans Am. So move the welder out of the way. We are going to add a thermostat rad cap right to here. That's our plan, and that's what we're going to do. We're probably going to grind down the front section a little bit because the weld's going to go right around this lip. And then we can sink it down just a little bit and have access to that nipple to come in and out. And then, we will have a spot to bleed the air and pressure out. As you can see here, it's in a relatively low position. And again, with the hood the way it is, I don't have the hood here, it's upstairs. It has a little bit of a notch right around the center area. So we should be A-okay. If not, well, we'll have to redesign it. But nevertheless, we're going to put this on here. We're going to weld it to a plate on the bottom side. And then we're going to weld the plate to that just to make it a little bit cleaner and so we don't burn into there. So yeah, that's what we'll do. And you can come along for the ride. Also got another little thing we're going to do too. Sorry. Is these guys. I'm usually not a big AN guy. I would go with these. But yeah, we're probably going to cut it down and put it right to there so there's less welds. And same thing there, we'll cut that off and we'll weld that there. And that is primarily so I can run a 90-degree fitting to a 90-degree fitting, and I can lax them up here without the kinking, and I'll use a hydraulic hose. I'll actually be using a GH195-6, which is a higher temp rated hose, which won't cost me that much when I'm getting a real small chunk. And that's the benefit of working with at a hose and hydraulic shop. So yeah, want cheap hoses and fittings, go work at a place that sells them. But yeah, we will start doing that and come along for the ride. Alright, so now that is cooling off, we're now going to modify this to accept the piece there. So yeah, come along. Trouble get hot. Okay. Alright, so we got that welded in. Definitely got some yellow in the weld, which probably isn't good. And then we filled this guy up because we're not going to run our heater core port out of there. We might even just run it out of this guy here. And then just have a little inline T for a thermostat housing. And we might run our ECU head temp, coolant temp through the OEM cylinder head temp sensor there, because it's right beside where the coolant port is. It's hard to get a seal now. But we do still get just a little bit through the system bypassing. I'll let that run, get rid of the smoke in there. Put that back. But yeah, what I had to do to get to that point is I basically had to rip out this hole all the way, and then I could get in with the TIG before I tried to do the top side. And I was gonna give it another go before I put on the thermostat or the rad cap housing, but I kind of forgot. That's what happens when there's multiple days, weeks of jumping around. And then I thought I would just put some RTD in there to help kind of seal up everything, which might work, but it was a little bit short-sighted, is that I still had to weld this on. So heated that up, all the RTD kind of gotten everywhere, and making the best of a shittily planned situation. But yeah, my worry was that if it did bleed through here, it would just internally bypass and it wouldn't get the coolant flowing around the thermostat is what I need. More flowing around the thermostat the better, honestly, because I'd rather have this open all the time than not at all. But yeah, thermostat cooling system is fairly done, aside from having to do the lines for the heater core and my lines for my thermal switches and temp sensors. But that was pretty easy. I'll just go in here and then shoot over and just have a line of them. But we can do that once we have it in the car. That's just in there temporary. But that was my air temp sensor. ITD. Yeah. So, tell me what you think. If you see anything I'm going down the wrong road, definitely put it down below and I will, I'll definitely look into it. But yeah, there you go. Smell you later.